we're going to go through some unsafe products, and we're going to talk about what's unsafe about them, and then we'll talk about how to pick a safe product for sleep. It's very simple what a baby needs for safe sleep. Babies sleep alone on their backs and in a crib, no blankets, no pillows, nothing. So I know there's a ton of products out on the market right now that are not safe, and even some of the taglines for some of these products are like protect your baby from SIDS or suffocation. And so we really have to I think it's important for families to know what is safe and what is not safe. So I am going to start with our presentation here, and then I actually have products here at the office that I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is what I want you to remember. Just because it's sold doesn't mean that it's safe, okay? And by the way, we're Safe Start. We're a program of Northwest Infant Survival and SIDS Alliance. Our focus is on childhood health and safety, specifically on car seat safety and safe sleep. So let's get going here. Okay, the first product is any sort of wedge or foam piece or rolled up receiving blanket that you might put on either side of your baby to prevent them from rolling. This product here is, I actually used one of these with my daughter in the early 90s. They are actually recalled because they're so dangerous. So if a baby rolls into this foam piece, they can get their face into it and suffocate. They can get strangled up into that middle piece there. So it's okay for babies to roll during sleep. If your baby, so the rule of thumb is if your baby can roll front to back and back to front, they can choose their sleep position, okay? As long as you start them on their back and they have a empty crib. But they have to be able to roll consistently front and back to be able to choose their sleep position. You don't ever want to use those wedges or anything like that to keep them on their back, okay? All right, so that's our first product. All right, so another type of wedge that is sold can be put under the crib mattress. And the issue with this is it's called incline sleep. And the issue is that one, the baby could slide down to the bottom of the crib. They could end up in an unsafe sleep position. Babies need to have a flat, firm surface to keep their airways nice and open. When a baby sleeps at an incline like this, we have the issue of chin to chest and their airways being pinched because their head is so heavy and it falls forward and can pinch off their airways. So we want to make sure that we're not using any sort of wedge. I have a wedge here that you can kind of see. We use this on our unsafe sleep product table, so I have caution tape all over it. But any sort of incline is going to be dangerous, chin to chest, and this could get over their face. They could get their face into it. It's really soft, so they could get their face into it and suffocate. So no wedging. Sometimes we get questions about, well, should I incline sleep if my baby has reflux or spits up? There's no data showing, actually there's data showing that putting a baby at an incline for sleep does not help with reflux. So holding them upright after feeds, thickening feeds are two recommendations to help with reflux, but definitely not at sleeping at an incline. Okay, all right. So no wedges. This is another product that sleeps a baby at an incline. It can be called sometimes a napper or a sleeper. Let's see what's next up to this one. Okay, so staying away from products like this. Again, our chin to chest issue, pinching off babies' airways and them not being able to breathe. This product is called a Mamaroo. Okay, you guys, remember we're just talking about sleep. We're not talking about awake time. Awake time is great. These products are not safe for sleeping babies, okay? So this is the Mamaroo, and it swings horizontally. Sometimes you'll see these in the NICU, and they're supposed to be used for the NAS babies, so the babies that are neonatal abstinence syndrome. And so what happens, these really help soothe those drug addicted babies. And but they have to transition those babies to safe sleep before they go home. So you might see these being used in the NICU. These are okay for awake time, just not for sleeping. Again, you have inclined sleep, okay? See, what was I going to say? So awake time is great, just not for sleeping. If a baby falls asleep in one of these devices, they need to be taken out and either held or put into their safe sleep environment. This is a swing, same thing. We have inclined sleep, we have chin to chest. If that baby rolls, it can get its face into the fabric or the cushion. Again, once a baby falls asleep, if they fall asleep in one of these, they need to be taken out and put on in a crib, a cradle, bassinet, pack and play. Okay, flat firm surface, or you can hold them. They're not for sleeping. Okay, this again is just another picture of a bouncy seat. We have a lot of bouncers that also babies sometimes fall asleep in, so we want to stay away from those. Okay, so this product is called a Rock and Play, and there's different names for it, different brands. The Fisher Price Rock and Play is actually recalled, so we don't even want you playing in these. Okay, we don't even want to wake time in these. We've had over 80 deaths, recorded deaths in these. Chin to chest is our big issue here. And let me show you, I actually have one of these here. Okay, let's see if you guys can see this. See how the seat is? I'm gonna actually move this down a little. Okay, so again, you have the fabric on the side that baby can roll into, and you have inclined sleep. A rule of thumb that I like to recommend families is if you're looking at a product and you're wondering if it's safe for sleep, the first thing you need to look at, is it flat? Is it firm? Is there any sort of incline? So if there's an incline, it's a no-go. If it comes with a buckle, okay? If it comes with a buckle, it's not going to be safe for sleep, okay? A manufacturer would put a buckle on something if there is a falling hazard, right? So if there's a falling hazard, I can guarantee you there's some sort of incline, okay? That's why you don't see buckles on cribs. You don't see buckles on our pack and plays. You don't see buckles in our bassinets. So if it has a buckle, it's not going to be safe for sleep. Okay, so stay away from nappers, sleepers, rock and plays, anything like that. Okay, inclined sleep is our biggest issue. What else do we have here? Okay, so car seats. Car seats are kind of another deal. So car seats are not made for sleeping children. Okay, they're not made to sleep in. They are made to transport a child safely in a moving vehicle. Okay, so as Jackie can even explain, Jackie's more as a certified child passenger safety technician, which I am not. And she'll tell you too that these car seats are not made for sleeping. What happens, but they're made for transportation in the vehicle. What we want you to do, one best practice would be to call one of your local check stations. So we have ours here, and then, you know, Jackie in Montana, she, I think, are you in St. Regis? I think Jackie's in St. Regis. Anyways,
there we go.
Yep, there you are.
Yeah.
Okay. So when what we want you to do is have one of our child passenger safety technicians check your seat before your baby's born. Make sure it fits in your car. Make sure you know how to install your seat safely. That's the ideal. Right now, we have a wait list. We're not doing our car seat checks because of COVID-19, but we do have a wait list and can help you do that as soon as everybody's healthy and it's safe to do so. So now when we're traveling in a car seat, so in the meantime, you don't have a child passenger safety technician to check your seat. So get out your owner's manual of your seat, the owner's manual of your vehicle, and use both of those to get the best install that you can. There's instructions on how to install your car seat. So when your car seat's installed, let's talk about an infant carrier. So you're rear facing, it's at a certain angle. But when you take that infant seat out of the car and you put it on the ground, it's going to move forward, which will incline your baby even more and having that chin to chest issue. So once you get to where you're going, the baby needs to come out and you need to carry them, or they need to go in their safe sleep environment. We don't want to be packing around baby in those carriers while they're sleeping, like say at the doctor's office or in the grocery store. And we really need to be taking those babies out. The recommendation for sleeping in a car seat during a long road trip is to stop every 2 hours, get baby out, and you know, you're gonna have to feed and diaper anyways, but get them out, wake them up, and then they can go back in the car seat. Jackie, do you have anything that you might want to add to that piece?
I've seen that because of the whole COVID thing, that a lot of the manufacturers of the car seats are doing really, in like more videos are coming out to help install those. So for new moms, if you have a car seat that you're not sure about, look for the manufacturers.
Okay.
For them too, and they're doing like call lines, but yeah.
That's really good to know. I'm gonna start posting stuff on our North Idaho Child Passenger Safety page too.
Okay, yeah.
Cool, good. So Rachel has a question about the car seat stroller sets. Okay. Can you unmute yourself, or I can unmute you?
Yeah, I can unmute myself.
Okay.
Excuse me. So I'm just curious because they have those car seat stroller sets where you can hook the car seat into the stroller.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how safe those would be then.
So the recommendation would be to get a stroller that lays flat. So if your baby's going to spend ample amount of time in that car seat, we really, in that stroller, we'd like to see it lay flat. It's so hard because, you know, you're going to have to probably have a stroller that lays flat and then your car seat. So if you've already bought one, you know, just kind of follow those same rules as when it's installed in your car seat. You know, just keeping an eye on them, making sure you're checking on them at all times. But if you can get something that lays flat, that's the best recommendation for that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Good question. Okay, so car seats. Hey, guess what? Our next topic is strollers. And so again, we want babies to lie flat in their strollers. If you are using that combo seat of the carrier with the stroller, and if you can get something else, we prefer that. If you have to use that car seat stroller combo, just make sure that you don't cover it up with a blanket. You're really watching baby for that issue of chin to chest, okay? And you're taking them out often, okay, to hold them and take care of them, okay? All right, so pillows of any sort are going to be dangerous. This is a boppy pillow. Let me see, I actually have one here. Let's see. So, pretty close to the one in the picture. So it's big, it's soft, it's fluffy. Chin to chest is an issue here. Again, they can roll, they can get this in, you know, the pillow in their face, they can get underneath it. So stay away from anything that is a pillow. Sometimes you see the curved boppy pillows. They're great for what they're intended for, which is nursing, tummy time, but please don't sleep your baby in those. Again, inclined sleep, chin to chest, it's a pillow. Pillows are a hazard. So stay away from those. As cute as they look, but they're a hazard for sure. Okay, I just added this because we have gotten a few questions about these infant pillows, and they. Where is my pillow? Oh, here it is. So the marketing piece that I saw behind those infant pillows is that they help with the flat head. Back to Sleep in the early 90s has gotten blamed a lot for the flat head syndrome, but Also in the early 90s is when all the bucket type seats came out. So the swings, the bouncy seats, the rock and plays, the car seats, and it puts so much pressure on the back of the head that the back of the heads get flat. So what we want you to do is when your baby's awake, we want them on their tummy and we want them playing, and when they're sleeping, we want them on their back. This is one of the infant pillows, pretty interesting. The packaging is interesting too. I don't know if you guys can see this at all, but it just says minimizes pressure on the back of the head, provides uniform support to the infant's head. But if you can imagine, this is quite a suffocation hazard. We don't want you to be over concerned about flat head. Just keep your baby off of its back when it's awake, and as much as you can, of course. If you start to see that your baby has a flat head, maybe a lot more, maybe get some more tummy time in, supervised tummy time on the floor. You can do tummy time on your lap, just anything that works those upper body, muscles and those neck muscles to get babies nice and strong. So please stay away from any sort of infant pillow. Okay, this was interesting. Somebody asked me about this at the last class too. Again, super soft. So baby lies right here. Baby's head goes here. Again, they can roll into the side cushion. It's an incline. Anything like this, you please stay away from. Okay, so now we're getting into monitors, over-the-counter monitors. There's a couple different versions of these. So this is a snooze monitor, clips to the baby's diaper, and it claims that it will alert you if baby stops breathing. Usually these are hooked to your cell phones. This is an Angel Care monitor. It slides under the mattress, and says its claim to fame is that it goes off if your baby stops breathing. And this is the Owlet, and this monitors oxygen, heart rate, and sleep of the babies. And again, it has an alarm that goes off if your baby stops breathing. So let's talk about these. So over-the-counter monitors, the American Academy of Pediatrics is very clear that they don't want you relying on monitors to keep your baby safe from an accidental sleep-related death, like suffocation, strangulation, overheating. They want you following the ABCs of safe sleep. So baby sleep alone, on their backs, in a crib. They don't want you relying on a monitor to keep your baby safe. So what they want to avoid is, say that your baby really likes to sleep on its stomach, and we know that's not safe, but I'm going to put this monitor on, and it'll go off if my baby stops breathing. Okay, so please know that these monitors are not tested for safety. Well, I should say the individual companies test them individually, but the Consumer Product Safety Commission doesn't have safety standards that these products have to meet before putting them on the market. So there was a study done on the Owlet monitor this last fall. They put the Owlets on babies in the NICU who are already on a hospital grade monitor, and they found that oftentimes, or I shouldn't say oftentimes, that some of the monitors didn't go off when they should have. So of course the hospital grade monitors went off, and then some of them went off when they shouldn't have. So false alarms for families, causing a lot of stress. So just be leery of these products. We want you following safe sleep, and we don't want you relying on a monitor. So the other thing is if your baby needs a monitor, your pediatrician will prescribe a hospital grade monitor. Okay, so you can ask, hey, does my baby need a monitor? I think you'll probably know your baby would be pretty sick in the NICU to, I would think would be one reason for a baby going home on a monitor. Maybe the baby has sleep apnea. They might send you home with a monitor, but again, be comfortable with the decision of your pediatrician that if your baby needs a monitor, that they'll prescribe you a hospital grade one. So, okay, so. what is next? Oh, okay. So the sleep suit. This is a magic sleep suit. I actually have one of these here. So this product is the the marketing on this product is it transitions baby out of a swaddle. So the rule for swaddling, so arm in swaddling is um, it needs to stop as soon as your baby reaches 8 weeks of age, or if they show signs of rolling earlier, because we don't want a baby with their arms swaddled in face down onto the mattress. They need their hands to push their face out of the mattress. So um, this suit is heavy, it's fluffy. So this is what we would put babies in between to transition them from the swaddle to a regular sleep sack. It helps with them not hitting themselves in the face with their hands. But we have an overheating hazard here. So this suit can get, your baby might get too hot in this. We want your baby to be able to move their hands. We actually had our medical director, our Dr. Webb, she's a pediatrician neonatologist, look at this, and she also had one of our occupational therapists locally here look at it, and they both said, nope, we don't like this product. It's too heavy, it's too thick. We don't want babies to overheat. And then the occupational therapist was worried because it doesn't let babies bring their arms to center, and so that's a big developmental piece that babies need to have, is bringing their hands to center. And the suit does not allow babies to do that. So beware of this product, has an overheating hazard. Any questions on that? Kind of like a snowsuit. Okay. I found this online when I was researching putting this presentation together. Please don't use any sort of sleeping bag for your baby. Those flaps could get right over baby's face. This is kind of on our subject of blankets too. We don't want to be using blankets with sleeping babies. They can get over baby's face. They can be overheating, strangulation, suffocation hazard. We want babies in sleep sacks, just like this baby is. You can kind of see this one actually has the newborn swaddle on it, but they're just a sack. They're a wearable blanket that is recommended. The American Academy of Pediatrics actually recommends using a wearable blanket or no blanket at all and monitoring the room temperature. A recommended room temperature is 65 to 72 degrees. So we have sleep sacks here at the office. Not available to anybody right now because we are on a mandated shelter in place right now. So hopefully Rachel will have those available by June and we can get you one of those. So let's see, sleep sacks, so no blankets, not even like knitted blankets, no blankets at all, okay? All right, so any sort of sleep sack that has a weight on the chest takes 5 pounds of pressure for 5 minutes for your baby to suffocate. So we don't want to add any extra weight to an infant's chest. Okay, so you need to pick out a mattress for your crib. Now we're talking about a full-size crib here. So we want to make sure that your crib mattress is new, first of all. Each child needs to have a new mattress. We don't want a mattress that's too soft because a lot of times after a child has used it, it creates an indent in the middle and it's much too soft. Issue of chin to chest, baby rolling, getting that mattress in their face. So we want to find a nice firm mattress, no memory foam, that's what this is, because the memory foam, if that baby rolls, it can just form right around that baby's face. Okay. All right. So there's this new mattress on the market right now. It has, I might need a new picture, but so one side, and we've been getting a lot of questions on this. One side is for the infant side, and it's firm, and then you flip it over and it's the toddler side and it's soft, but it's made out of foam. So I know it's really popular. I've gotten a couple email questions about it, or I mean Facebook questions about it, but I sent it to my medical director. She called the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Unfortunately, there are not standards set for firmness of crib mattresses, but they do say stay away from any sort of memory foam or foam mattress. So CPSC is keeping their eye on this product. Our medical director recommends against purchasing it. If you can, if your hand makes an indent in the mattress, it's gonna be too soft for your baby. So stay away from any sort of foam mattresses. Just buy the most extra firm mattress you can get your hands on. If you have a Graco crib, try buying a Graco mattress, okay? Usually they'll fit nice and tight as well. Okay, so this is a crib mattress that it has like mesh in its it says it's breathable, which by the way, breathable is just a marketing term. It's not, you can't measure breathability of something. So the concerns we have about this one is that it has this crib bumper like thing surrounding the edge. So that's one concern. And then we're not sure how firm of a surface this really is. It could be too soft of a surface. So just stay away from any product that claims breathability or that claims to reduce the risk of SIDS or something like that, okay? Any mattress that you find that's extra firm, not made of foam, and fits nice and tight in your crib is what's recommended. Okay, so on with the pack and place, so the portable cribs, just like car seats, only use what comes in the box with that crib. So this is a extra mattress. Oh, actually, I have one right here. This is a supplemental mattress that actually Graco sells, and it goes in the pack and play. But do you see how soft this is? This is much too soft of a surface for a sleeping infant, and it's made to just drop right into the pack and play. Please stay away from those. The mattress that comes with the pack and play is exactly what we want you to use. It's nice and firm. It'll keep your baby's airways open. So stay away from any supplemental type mattress that is sold for those pack and plays. And same with bassinets and crisis, okay? Whatever comes with it is what we want you to use. Okay, so really quick, we want to make sure if you're using used equipment that if you're using a cradle, a bassinet, or a cradle, they need to be manufactured after 2014 to meet current safety standards from the Consumer Product Safety Commission. If you're buying or if you're using a used crib, it needs to be manufactured after June of 2011 to meet current safety standards. So if you're, please, check the dates on your equipment. There should be a sticker and a manufacturer date on the equipment that you're using. Kind of the same with any other equipment that you might be using, like a high chair or a walker or a bouncy seat. They should all have data manufacturer stickers on those products. Oh boy. Okay, so this is the baby hammock. Very, 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 very popular on Facebook right now. And its tagline is prevent SIDS. So there's a lot of things wrong with this product that would actually increase your baby's risk of sudden infant death. One, the surface is much too soft. Think about how you and I sleep in a hammock, right? Our chin is to our chest. Adults are very strong and have, stronger airways than an infant. So chin to chest is an issue here. The baby rolls, it can be a strangulation hazard. So stay away from this product, please, please, please. This baby is also wearing a hat, which I believe is our next, oh no, we're gonna talk about the DockATot next. So, okay, so this is the DockATot. Also, there's different versions of these maybe they're called a napper or a sleeper. These are made to put your baby in, and it's marketed in a way that makes you feel like it's safe to share the adult bed with a baby, when we know it's very dangerous to share the bed with an infant. Over half the deaths we get in the United States are due to bed sharing, so sharing a sleep surface with an adult. Again, it takes 5 pounds of pressure for 5 minutes for a baby to suffocate. So please, these things babies can roll into the side of them. That's basically a giant crib bumper that surrounds that baby. So that baby can roll into it, can form over their mouth. An adult bed is not a firm surface. It is much too soft of a surface for a baby. Okay, so please stay away from sleepers, nappers, nests. Sometimes they're called nests, N-E-S-T-S. So stay away from these products for sleeping babies. Okay, so we talked about the pack and plays. So I just want to be clear, a lot of times pack and plays, they're super safe. All the time they're super safe, but the things that come up, like the changing tables and the little playthings, please don't let your baby sleep in those. They're not manufactured, they're not made for sleeping, they're made for awake time. So please stay away from those types of things that are stuck to the top of them. Okay, the amber teething necklaces. We don't want anything around your baby's neck during sleep. They can become a choking hazard, a strangulation hazard. The Consumer Product Safety Commission actually put out a warning against using these. The theory behind them is that when the amber heats up, it releases an anti-inflammatory to help with teething pain. So there are no studies that show that these actually work, and we know the CPSC, Consumer Product Safety Commission, actually put out a warning against using these because of the strangulation and choking hazard. Okay, so hats are not recommended for sleep. They can come off and get over baby's face. This hat, this was an interesting hat. It helps, I guess, with the flat head syndrome on the back. They have this, it has this piece right here, so it doesn't allow baby's head to roll one side, and then, you know, the next week you put it on this side, so then they don't roll that way. I don't know. So anyways, this, any type of hat or any headband or hat we don't want during sleep. Of course, if you're outside, please use a hat, but not for sleep. Okay. And that's just a picture of a baby on it, with a hat on. Okay, so what about pacifiers? So pacifiers, oh, it's hailing outside. That's lovely. Where's my pacifier? Here. So pacifiers are actually recommended to help reduce your risk, your baby's risk of sudden infant death. So once breastfeeding's been established, you can introduce the pacifier. If you're bottle feeding, you can introduce that pacifier at any time. So clean, dry pacifier. And please don't use a pacifier with a stuffed animal stuck to the end of them. It can get in the baby's face, or even maybe a choking hazard. So just the pacifier alone is what is recommended. We don't want to have a strap hooked to it during sleep. If you're out at the grocery store, feel free to put a strap on your baby's pacifier so it doesn't fall onto the floor, but just not during sleep. It can become a strangulation hazard. Okay, so before I forget, one picture I forgot to put in here, and I keep talking about it, is the crib bumper. So there's a couple different versions of crib bumpers that are out there. So the crib bumper was invented when cribs were not safe. The slats on cribs, the traditional cribs that we're talking about, is really far apart. Babies' heads were getting stuck, babies were getting injured, and so they invented the traditional crib bumper, which looks like this, has ties to tie it to the edge of the crib, and it surrounds the interior of the crib. And it prevented babies, you know, from getting stuck in the slats. So now our cribs are really safe. The slats are close together, so we don't need these anymore. They're a suffocation hazard, and even the mesh ones, which I have here, these mesh bumpers, they can sag, they can be a strangulation hazard, okay? And we just don't need them anymore. We'll take a bump on a head versus a strangulation, okay? We can fix a bump on the head. If your baby seems to be getting his feet stuck in the slats, often or, maybe try using a sleep sack. And really they'll figure it out after a certain amount of time. They keep getting their legs stuck. But try putting on a sleep sack, or if it's really a problem, then put them in a pack and play with mesh slides and you don't have to worry about it, okay? All right, so stay away from crib bumpers. We don't need them. Pacifiers are great, just not with anything hooked to them.